Over the last 50 years, I've bought over 3,500 companies for myself. One of the things that we try to do is identify what it is that stops a person from actually pulling the trigger to get into a business. Sometimes people look for businesses, they go to brokers, they go to other people to help them find businesses. But at the end of the day, they can't connect. And in the end, they never pull a trigger to do it. And a year goes by, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years goes by, and they haven't done it because they can't get targeted on what's right for them so that they feel so comfortable about it that they're willing to assert themselves and what it's going to take to get it done. Well, with brokers, sometimes you'll go to a broker, they'll tell them the kind of a business you're interested in. And the next question they'll ask you is, how much cash do you have to put down? And let me see a copy of your financial statement. And you don't have a good financial statement, or you don't have a lot of money to put down, and it ends the conversation right there. Well, that's not a problem for us. Okay. We literally are a private equity company. Well, and we're your partner. No broker is going to ask you that question because we are behind the transaction. So there's no issue of a financial statement. There's no issue of how much you're going to put down. We're already going to pre-answer all that question for you. And in fact, our process is we have our search person. Once we know the kind of business we're going after, our search person contacts brokers, contacts other sources from attorneys to accountants, off-market deals. We have different software services that we subscribe to that can help us identify companies that would have an interest in selling that haven't even been on the market yet. They've just gone into the cyberspace and they've been asking questions about a business. If I sell, what about this? What about that? We're able to get that data and get you to talk to them by virtue of the subscriptions that we have. So we're going to identify companies for sale that you would never, ever be able to identify on your own. And in that process, whether it's the broker, any of that process, we're already past that by the time you are now looking at the company we have for you. And it's all been done already. So you don't have to answer all those questions for brokers. You don't have to do that because we've done all the heavy lifting and we're putting the companies in front of you where we're already pre-qualified to go after them. Well, what we do at Pivot Gold is we understand that process, but we know if you're an entrepreneur at heart, we're going to connect you with the right kind of business for you. One that is aligned with your passion, what you love doing, one that's aligned with a vision or goal or quest that's part of that inner you that you want to achieve, one that's right for the times, it's a growing industry where the trends will be strong into the future and the wave will be behind you instead of in front of you, where the support that you need will be within the Pivot Gold system. And we will help you identify that business. We'll go out and find that business for you, the one that's available, that's right, that has the right cash flows, that has the right asset structure. And then we will get it done for you so that you will end up owning and in control of that business. Well, you're probably wondering a little bit about what is Pivot Gold and how does it work? Well, it isn't inexpensive. Let me first say that. And the reason is two things. One is we're going to work with you until a deal is done. So that is a part of the reason. And the second is we're going to pick up all of the expenses of doing the legal expenses, that the research expenses, whatever out-of-pockets are required, from legal to accounting to every single out-of-pocket expense it takes to get the deal done. And the reality is you want to buy a $10, $20 million company, and that's the low end of what we do. You got to figure it's going to cost you $100,000 to $200,000 just in out-of-pocket expenses to get to where you have a deal signed. So we have a commitment fee, and it's a 6-figure fee, but we pick up everything after that. So the lowest cost way that you will ever be able to put together an acquisition or a meaningful company is to do it through Pivot Gold. It will be the least expensive way that you will ever have to do it. And you will have us as your junior partner putting that whole deal together for you and getting it done. So that's the beauty of the program. Now, for those people who want to actually achieve this kind of result, Yes, it's a six-figure investment, but it's an investment that produce the kind of wealth that you want. And we have different tiers of companies that we will go after, and the commitment fee increases by that tier of that company. So, for example, 10 to $20 million companies where we start. Then the next tier is 20 to 60 million. The next tier is 60 to 150 million. The next tier is 150 million to 250 million. And anything after that is purely custom. But the point that I'm trying to convey is for every one of those tiers, the least expensive way that you can get into an acquisition and get it done is with the commitment fee that we charge. And that commitment fee pays for everything. So if what I've said is of interest to you and you want to learn more about it, somewhere on the page, you'll find a link. Click on that link. It'll put you in touch with one of our team members, and they'll be able to explain the whole program to you, and you'll be able to see if this is something that will work for you.